Good afternoon. Good listeners or good listening. There are some commandments of good listening that we have to see it in short. While someone is speaking, one should stop talking. He should put his speaker at ease. The one should show the desire or willingness to listen. Then one should remove distraction, be patient. Then one should hold his temper, and one should postpone his judgment or his conclusions about the speaker, and one should not ask question while another one is speaking, and should not talk meanwhile when the person is speaking. These are the some of the important points about the good listeners or good listening. While seeing the about the good listening, the person cannot listen if he is talking. If the person want to listen, he must not interrupt but allow the speaker to talk. Then the person should be comfortable. That means uncomfortable person cannot speak clearly. For this, conductive environment needs to be created which can make the speaker at ease and in a conductive mood. Look and act interested. The common practice of reading your mail while someone talks in good relationship, listen to understand rather than to oppose. These are some of the one may say qualities or the necessary qualities of good listener or good listening. Then we should remove distraction. Do not tolerate distraction while someone is speaking. Do not doodle, tap or shuffle papers in between, or one should not yawn. Do not allow others to interrupt. Avoid all sort of distraction which can cause disturbance and irritate the speaker. Means the speaker's focus should not be disturbed by any means, and it is also duty of the listener to help the speaker to mention his point or whatever he want to speak. While someone is speaking, the listener should be patient. The speaker must be given time to have his say. Allow plenty of time and do not interrupt him unless he permits you to do so. Do not leave for the door or walk away while the speaker is talking, which is an insult of the speaker. the speaker loses interest when listener shows he is in hurry and not a captive listener. Means that the listener should avoid other things and should concentrate on the listening. While listening, the listener should try to put himself or in the speaker's position and see the other persons in the point of view. Then the another point is of the temper, that angry minds cannot communicate. If you do not control your temper, you are likely to get a wrong meaning of words, and this would affect your understanding in an angry mood. A plain request may sound like an offensive command. So, one should control its temper. Then, we should postpone our judgments until the speaker has completed his talk. We should not conclude, we should not may go for the conclusion, for the judgment on the judgment, or we should avoid giving our suggestions. A hasty judgment is a prejudice and is closes the mind. So we should avoid while the speaker is speaking. One should speak after the speaker's talk. Okay. Then the next point is asking about the questions. This gives an encouragement to the speaker and shows that you are listening. It helps to develop a good rapport between the listener and the speaker, which is so essential to proper understanding. However, while asking questions, remember to go easy on arguments and criticism. This put people on the defensive mode. Means one can ask the questions to the speaker, but after his talk. We should not interrupt the speaker, we should not stop the speaker meanwhile and ask the questions or may go on the judgment. We should be patient till the completion of the talk of the speaker. And about the talking, the last point is that make the mind stop talking. This is important. You cannot do an effective listening job while you are talking all by yourself. Only closing the mouth and allowing the mind to think, to reply, to be given, or an argument to be put forward is not listening. You must know when to shut up. It is important to remember that listening needs more emphasis than talking. Nature has given people 2 ears but only one tongue, which itself is a gentle hint that they should listen more than they talk. It is annoying to talk to someone who insists on talking to you. Effective listening involves being receptive to both information and feelings. Accordingly, a listener must put non-verbal skills to work as listens. For instance, maintaining eye contact with the speaker, reacting responsively with head nods or spoken signals like ooh, who, yes, go on, etc. to confirm continuing attention, paying attention to body language for signs of stress, excitement, anxiety, etc. Here, these are some of the important points where the speaker, the listener should adopt. Then the speaker, the listener should get tuned with the speaker. The listener should have the eye contact with the speaker. The listener should avoid the interruption. Listener should react emotionally by nodding heads, by with the body language. These are some of the points. While speaking and listening, the listeners should find the area of interest. Listener should judge the content, not the delivery. The listen it very carefully. Listener should be flexible. Here, these are some of the short points related to the listening, and another some points are there about the bad listeners, that the bad listeners interrupts the speakers. Here, bad listeners listens to the central theme, avoids distraction, tolerates bad habits, and these are some of the points related to the listening. Then another point is of the public speaking. While delivering an address or communicating with the public, then which qualities should speaker have? That point we have to discuss, where the speaker should know the audience, should know the material, should have the knowledge about the need of the talk and the topic, then style of the expression, directive style, problem solving style. These are some of the points related to the public speaking. Here in this we have seen first that the 10 points related to the good listener, that good listener should not talk in between the speaker is speaking or talking. Then the listener should have desire to listen. The speaker should be comfortable and listener should be comfortable. There should not be any distraction. Listener should be very patient. Then, considering the position of the speaker, the listener should consider himself as a speaker and should behave like that. Then one should not go on the judgments. The listener should postpone his judgments until the speaker concludes his talk. One should not ask the questions during the interruption. And these are some of the short points related to the listening. Then another point is of the public speaking. We will continue in the next part. Okay, thank you. Good day.